The United Kingdom has been at the forefront of global efforts to combat climate change, setting ambitious targets and commitments to reduce carbon emissions. However, recent developments indicate a significant U-turn in some of the country's key net zero policies. One of the most striking changes is the decision to delay the ban on petrol cars until 2035, alongside other policy adjustments. In this video, we will explore the reasons behind these policy shifts and their potential implications for the UK's journey toward achieving net zero emissions. One of the most notable reversals in UK climate policy is the delay in implementing the ban on the sale of new petrol and diesel cars. Initially, the government had set a target of 2030 for phasing out such vehicles. However, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak recently announced that the ban would be pushed back to 2035. This decision has raised eyebrows and ignited debates about its motivation and consequences. The decision to delay the petrol car ban appears to be driven partly by concerns about the state of the economy. The UK has been grappling with high inflation and interest rates, making the cost of living a pressing issue for many citizens. Some argue that the government is prioritizing short-term economic stability over long-term environmental goals. Sunak's announcement emphasized the need to secure approval from the public, particularly those facing financial challenges. The prolonged cost of living crisis has led the government to reevaluate the timing of such a significant policy shift. Sunak stated that continuing down the original path could risk losing public support for the broader mission of achieving net zero emissions. The UK currently lacks sufficient electric vehicle infrastructure to support the planned ban on petrol cars. A lack of investment in charging points has hindered the transition to electric vehicles. This shortage is partly attributed to the loss of the Green Investment Bank, which previously facilitated sustainable technology investments. While the delay in the petrol car ban has garnered significant attention, it is not the only net zero policy being reconsidered in the UK. Several other policy changes have emerged in recent times. Initially, there were discussions about imposing £30,000 fines on landlords who failed to upgrade their properties to be more energy efficient. However, homeowners have been informed that there will be no new energy efficiency regulations on their properties. This decision raises questions about the UK's commitment to improving the energy efficiency of buildings. Plans for a recycling strategy that would require homeowners to separate various types of waste have also been scrapped. The proposal would have required households to manage 7 different bins for different waste materials. Concerns about practicality and costs have led to the abandonment of this strategy. There will be no new levies to discourage flying in the UK. Higher taxes on air travel could have led to increased fares for holidaymakers, but the government has opted not to pursue this path. The government will not introduce policies aimed at changing people's diets or encouraging car sharing. These measures were considered ways to reduce carbon emissions associated with food production and individual transportation. The recent U-turns in several UK net zero policies have sparked debate about the government's commitment to combating climate change. While economic concerns, public opinion, and infrastructure readiness play a role in these policy adjustments, they also raise questions about the UK's ability to meet its ambitious net zero targets by 2050. Striking a balance between economic stability and environmental responsibility is undoubtedly challenging, and these policy changes underscore the complexities of achieving a sustainable and green future. Ultimately, the UK's path to net zero emissions will require continued adaptation and a clear vision for navigating these challenges.